where's this gonna happen? Like, I'm just gonna do it. So I literally get on Facebook. I send her a message that's like, hey, I know that this is super weird, but like, I think I'm your daughter. Hi, everybody, and welcome to my space. I am Hannah, and I have got a handful for y'all today. Like, I got a lot for y'all today. This is my first video that I'm making. It's taken me quite some time to really want to do this. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I did not want to do this because I did not feel like sharing this information. I've kept a lot of it to myself my entire life. It's just kind of been, it is what it is kind of thing. But in recent years, I've really felt called to share my story and called to share this information. So here we go. Please bear with me. So I am 25 years old. I was adopted at 2 months old to a white family. I have a white mom, dad, brother, sister, aunts, uncles, cousins. I'm the only Black adopted child in our family. I have, was raised in kind of a diverse area, so I just kind of, didn't really think about being adopted until one day, shout out to my therapist. She was like, hey girl, do you think that being adopted in a white family had anything to do with the way that you operate in the world? And I was like, well, shoot, baby girl. So literally from that point, you would think like, duh, but like from that point on, I was like, whoa. And I literally started rethinking my experiences and looking at my experiences through a different lens. And as I've gone back, I'm like, wow, like there's a lot here. There's a lot here to unpack. So a few years ago, I did 23andMe because I wanted to get health information on myself. So I did that. I found out my genealogy, and that was cute. Why don't you guess? What you think? What you think the top ethnicity was? So yeah, I did that, but I didn't really know what to do with that information. I'm not gonna be like repping the flag now and stuff. Like that would be cap. So I felt kind of weird with that information. And then in the same kind of timeline, I then found out my adoptive mom told me that we have a document in the house, or not that we have a document, but like she said that the lawyer who did the closed adoption forgot to redact my birth mother's name from one of the documents. So that means that we had her information sitting in the house. And so I go into my mom's office, go through her papers. There's hundreds and hundreds of pages of adoption documentation or whatever. And on one page, her name is there. Just plain as day. The man forgot. So get a good lawyer, y'all. If you really want to stay incognito, hire a good lawyer. So on that one document, I took that information plus the little information that I had. Like I knew my parents somehow knew that she was a nurse and that, they knew these little tidbits. So I took that and went on Facebook and I found her on Facebook, or who I thought was her. And I didn't really know how to handle that information. I was younger than I was now, clearly. And I just didn't know what to do with it. Like I didn't have the support I needed, and I talked to my family about it. It became very them-centered and not necessarily how I felt about all of this. They told me, I need to go through the adoption agency because I don't want to embarrass my birth mother, and we want to make sure that she doesn't feel exposed, or I don't know. And so I really felt deterred from pursuing this because I was just like, I don't want it to be a whole mess. I already have enough going on. I was going through a lot in life at that time anyway. So I was just kind of like, bro, I don't have time for this. And I dropped it. I didn't have time. I was just like, I don't feel like going through this. I'm not getting the support I need. So whatever. And in the last few months, I was like, you know what? It was one night where I was just feeling real ballsy, you know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna message her on Facebook. And what's the worst that's gonna happen? Like, I'm just gonna do it. So I literally get on Facebook. I send her a message that's like, hey, I know that this is super weird, but like, I think I'm your daughter. I said it better than that, but basically I said that. And she didn't answer. And so I was like, okay. And so then I found another woman with the same last name. And I was like, So I sent her a message. I was like, hey, you know, I don't know what so-and-so is doing. You know, I don't know what birth mother's doing, but I think that this might be true. I don't know, like, what that means for all of us, but whatever. So then this woman ended up being my birth mother's sister. So my aunt, she ended up having her daughter message me, my cousin. And the cousin was saying, hey, like, what's up? Like, you know, my mom is telling me da-da-da. And so I'm just like, hey, you know, I was born in 1996. I have a document that says so-and-so is my mother. I'm just trying to connect the dots. I don't know what I'm looking for, but I'm just trying to connect the dots. And she was like, wow, like, that's crazy. But like, let me see. I'll see if I can talk to her and see. So I didn't hear from her for like a week, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna drop it. Like, I had enough going on. I was going through a lot again. Like, your 20s are hard, y'all. Like, golly. I was going through a lot, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna drop it. Like, if I find her, whatever. So then she messages me again. My cousin messaged me again, and it's like, hey, so like, your birth mother denied it, but we really believe that you're related to us. I don't know where they got that feeling, but they really were just adamant, like, you are related to us. Soon after she messaged me, another woman messaged me with the same last name and was like, girl, you are cousin. And I was like, I said, girl, baby, I don't know. So she and I chatted or whatever. And I was like, well, I already did 23andMe genealogy a few years back. So if you were to do that, it would just tell us if you were related or not. And she was like, bet. No questions asked, bro. Like, I'm honestly, the fact that this has just kind of like gone so smooth is I don't even know what to say. So she literally did her 23andMe. I was like, it maybe took like 3 weeks for us to get the results. And so we kind of like, we were chatting, we were keeping it cute. Today, August 18th, she texted me, she said, we are cousins. I was like, are you serious? I go on 23andMe because trust issues. So I go on 23andMe and it says, she is your first cousin, child. Like, what? So I just like, it's crazy. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to feel. But all I can say is I feel overjoyed to have had this experience happen. I don't know what's going to come of it. I am grateful for whomever I get to meet. So far I've had 3 cousins that have reached out to me. I'm aware that I have an older sister, and of course my birth mother. I am totally okay if my birth mother does not want to speak with me. That's okay with me. But I did really want access to cousins and sisters, and just, I miss that. That's the void that I was feeling. And so for them to really embrace me, so then my cousin, the girl who messaged me, her sister, my cousin, hit me up and was just like, girl, like, I saw your pictures and I knew that you were related to us. That nose and that booty, like, that's indistinguishable. Like, you are one of us. And it's like, I don't know if there's any adoptees listening to this, like, that feeling of not having anyone who looks like you is tough, is really tough. And it's not really something that we talk about much because it seems small. It seems small because everything about adoption is like, love conquers all, love is everything. And it really doesn't matter how much your family loves you. Like, there is a void there. There is a void when you don't see anyone that looks like you, when you don't have anyone who's like, oh yeah, like, you remind me of Uncle so-and-so, you guys both do X, or you got that from your mother, because that, like, that stuff really matters. Even if you're not close to your family, it gives you a sense of rootedness in yourself. And so I didn't realize that I missed. I mean, I did. You know what? That's a lie. That's cap. I always had been envious of people with large families. I always have been envious of people with siblings who look just like them. I've always been envious of families that look familiar, like they look alike and they all kind of like have similar attributes. Like that was so mind-boggling and fascinating to me to see families like that. And for this to have matriculated, I don't know what the word is, but for this to have fallen in place as it has is honestly shocking. I had a dream about this literally a month or so, like a few months ago, a little bit before I reached out to my birth mother. I had a dream. I was standing outside of this house and I was anxious to go inside, and I was just like kind of like, I'm not sure. And I literally I knock on the door, and a woman opens the door, and she is this black woman, resembles me, and it's like, oh, she's here. And I was like, what? And then another woman pops her head around the corner, and she also kind of resembles me, and she's like, oh, we've been waiting for you, girl. Like, she looks just like us. We've been waiting for you, girl. And the fact that that is exactly what has happened with meeting them so far, like, and of course, I understand that everything is not going to go well, right? Like, not everyone is going to be excited to meet me, IG, like my birth mother. That might not go well, but I'm not concerned about that. Like, I have a family. Like, I have a family who loves me. So all of these people are bonus family members to me. Like, doesn't matter, if there's people who don't want to, even if 3 of them only want to be involved with me, that's okay. So anyway, I feel overwhelmed, but overjoyed to have talked with these people. We're making plans to meet up with one another. So we'll see. But this is really just the beginning. It feels like everything is going according to God's plan. Like, I have no idea what God's plan is, but I feel like this is what it feels like when things go according to God's plan. They just kind of happen. It's like Tetris. Like, that's how I've been describing my life lately. Like, the little pieces are falling and they just like, boop. And they just fit. And I'm trying, I do twist them to make sure they fit where they're supposed to go. But like, everything falling exactly as it's going, even if things aren't going how I want them to go, that's not the plan I'm trying to follow. I'm trying to follow God's plan. So anyway, this is a long video that I really wanted to make short, but I guess it's kind of important, isn't it? So welcome. I'm hoping that I can create this space for adoptees to feel heard and seen. I'm hoping I can create a space for people who are finding their way, finding their journey, and create a space for people who don't know what the hell they're doing, but they just, that's it. Like, don't know what they're doing, but we doing what we can, okay? So I am profoundly grateful for the opportunity to have met my birth family. I'm really excited to meet them. I'm going to vlog that experience, maybe, I don't know. I just have like this weird aversion to vlogging and like documenting my life, but I also feel like whenever I share information about myself, it's like people are stealing it. Probably something I need to talk to my therapist about. But it feels like when I share, it's like, why are you stealing my information? Like, but it's not. I'm giving it to you. I'm giving you this information. I'm happy to share it with y'all. Like, this is really crazy. I don't know exactly how I feel, but I feel positive, which is what matters, right? I don't know what the right words are, but it's a blessing to share this with y'all. So hopefully this video makes some sort of sense. Hopefully you know, you resonated with something, I don't know, or at least were entertained with what I had to say. And yeah, I'm gonna come back with, so, you know, I want to open this up to if anyone has questions that they would like for me to answer. So if you made it to the end of this video, if you have a question about what it's like for a Black girl to be adopted in an all-white family, what it was like, what I learned, what were the hard things, what were the easy things, what, you know, made me feel good, what made me feel bad. If you have any questions about what is it like for a Black child to be adopted into a white family, if you're interested, please feel free to ask your questions. If you ask a stupid question, please know that I'm going to tell you it's a stupid question. No playing. Ask what you want, but I might say it's a stupid question if you ask. So yeah, ask away. What would you like to know? What can I share with you? What kind of content would you like to see? I'm about to be moving from Virginia to Houston, Texas. So that's another thing that I'll document, I guess. Yeah. Boom, here we go. So, thank you for joining me